So you're thinking of moving to Redmond, Washington, and you're wondering, number one, where do I get my caffeine fix? Number two, where should I live? And number three, what are some local hotspots? We're covering all of that and more in today's video. Now, we're actually standing in front of Coffeeholics Anonymous right here. Just kidding, that's Redmond City Hall, but we're going right across the street to River Trail Roasters to talk to Raul Zepeda, a good friend of mine and the owner of this coffee shop. We are here with Raul Zepeda, the main man, the owner, the man, the myth, the legend of River Trail Roasters. Raul, tell us a little bit about you, about this place.
Yes, owner of River Trail Roasters. We roast our coffee. This is the Diedrich IR5. We roast our coffee like we roast people. Andre, do they make those shirts for men? Yeah, roast coffee, that's really the only specialty because we're a coffee house, so we're coffee forward. We're not, we don't serve breakfast or anything like that. That would be more of a cafe where it's food first. Food takes the spotlight, coffee would be second. So we focus really on the quality of the coffee. Our main supplier, where we get it from, is Atlas. Reason why we chose Atlas is because they're super transparent with their processes, and they're all for supporting communities in these other countries. And we wanted to make a difference. We didn't want to buy the cheapest quality bean because that comes with a lot of economic strife for families and communities. That's not something we wanted in our minds. So Atlas is fully transparent. We pay a top dollar for it, but we know the dollar is distributed well to women and well to families.
Awesome.
Which is cool.
Yeah. And on the food part, you guys do have some sandwiches, but like you said, you don't focus on food.
Yeah.
His wife makes some of the sandwiches pretty good. You know, there's thousands of coffee shops in Washington, but what is specialty coffee about? How are you different from the average Joe at Starbucks, right?
Yeah, well, other than the roastery, many of your plain coffee shops don't specialize in espresso theory. So understanding what is espresso made of, fat, acid, and sugar. We focus on trying to really highlight the seed when we're roasting. So we try to focus on bringing out a lot of the fruity characteristics as well as a lot of the nutty ones. If we're buying from a farm where their beans are mostly, I want to say, mild acid and higher body, we have to know how to roast these beans so that you guys can experience the best. So that's the roasting side of things. But in terms of being a specialty coffee shop, the baristas also have to know to some extent or a great extent what's going on with the milk. How do I caramelize the natural sugars inside of the milk so that the milk tastes naturally a little sweeter? Espresso, how can I extract the sweetness, the acid in the body? They have to be able to pick up these aromas. If they don't have a sense, a palate for it, or a nose for it, we work on developing that for you and with you. A lot of our customers have our home baristas, and we like to educate them a lot so that they can be better home baristas. So that's another way we can connect with our community. Everybody wants to get into this coffee thing. It's a big part of not just the community, but a part of people's home life with their families. So we do education for our baristas to be able to tell what is acid, what is fat, and what is the sweetness, what are these tasting notes. And we try to help our community by teaching them to be better home baristas.
You guys ever think that much knowledge goes into making up a cup of coffee? Not me. Take some spoon, stir it in, and that's it. No, just joking. I like my coffee. Who do you see coming in here typically? Is it, a lot of people who work here, because there's people who live here too, right above, right?
Yeah, good question. Yeah, tons of workers, tons of meetings happen here. So mostly workers, some students. In the summertime, it's gonna be tons of athletes of all kinds of levels. It's gonna be a lot of people biking in the trail. There's a trail just like a minute away or less. Huge trail, one of the biggest. And that's pretty much it. We're
and
also
you got
dog
City
friendly.
Hall right across the street.
Yeah, City Hall, a lot of them conduct their meetings in here. Police, chief of police comes in here. Many police officers were just dropping by yesterday. Yeah, mostly workers, like software developers, because Redmond is like tech, really huge on tech. So a lot of these guys come in. And they're good about not staying too long and only buying one thing. They like frequently buy things because they understand the struggle is real.
I joked in the beginning and I said that was Coffeeholics Anonymous across the street. And guys, by the way, if you're looking to move to Redmond and you use me as your agent, Raul and I actually have a little deal set up where you get to come in here and for free take whatever you want. Except the money in the register.
Or me, because I'm married.
Oh yeah. Awesome, Raul. Thank you so much, buddy. Appreciate it. And we'll catch you in the next one.
Sounds good, man. And
for our first house of the day, we are at 8312 120th Ave. Now this house behind me, this yellow house, is listed at $998,000. And supposedly it's gonna fly off the market quick because most likely a builder will pick it up. Now it's 3 beds, 1 bath, 1120 square feet. Nothing fancy inside. And this is located in the Rose Hill neighborhood. Now, as you can see, if you can see, the garage door is missing. They literally have a tarp over it. So you'll find a lot of homes like this in Redmond that again get torn down and new construction gets built up. Rose Hill is one of the best areas to live in here in Redmond. I had multiple listings here myself as well. And the ones that I sold, they were 3 beds, I think 1.5 to 2 baths, something like that. Also about 1,000 square feet. We actually had to add a 3rd bedroom there. And they sold around, I believe it was the $800,000, $900,000 price point. This was over a year ago. I had one client who had 2 houses side by side, and we actually remodeled everything, helped her out with the whole shebang, and listed it and sold it. But you can expect to pay just about $1 million for something like this. And the prices go up from there. And now I'm taking you to our local hotspot number 2, Marymore Park, the biggest park in Redmond. And now we are at local hotspot number 2 for the day. We are in Marymore Park. Marymore Park is the biggest park in Redmond, and it's enormous in comparison to any of the other parks that you find in Bellevue, Kirkland, or anywhere else in the suburbs of Seattle. Marymore Park consists of over 640 acres, and there's baseball fields here, soccer fields, an RC field, you have a climbing wall, you have an off-leash dog park, one of the biggest ones here in the state, I believe. And just a short walk away from here, you have Sammamish River Trail, which offers you over 10 miles of paved biking trails. And just a few minutes away from here also, you have 60 Acres Park, which you guessed it, is 60 acres. Redmond has no shortage of land. It's one of the suburbs that continues to be developed as time goes on. Just behind me, you can see as well, you have brand new apartments being built, and this is what's going to continue here in Redmond, Washington. There's new buildings popping up all over the place. Older houses are getting torn down, and pretty soon, Redmond is gonna be a completely brand new city. Now, if you're looking to have some fun or grab a bite to eat, you have Flea VR Arena and Escape Rooms, which it's one of the best arenas here in Redmond when it comes to VR. You come there into their arena room, it's a whole experience. You also have some escape rooms there as well. I don't know about you guys, but I love escape rooms. We try to go out to them every now and then with the family. It's really fun putting our heads together and trying to figure things out, right? How to escape, solve the mystery of the puzzle, whatever it is that you guys are doing. And if you're looking for a quick bite to eat, Prime Steakhouse is always a great option. You have Tipsy Cow Burger, which is a great option as well. You have Matador, which is a high-end Mexican food place for a very little cost. One of the best really in the state, I think, Matador. It's all over the east side and Seattle as well. We mentioned here before, one of the best places to grab some Mexican food. And now we are at house number 2 for the day, 16012 Northeast 95th. Now this is a 4-bed, 3-bath home, and it's partially remodeled and partially not, which could be why it's been on the market for 238 days. Now it's listed at $1.149 million. Seems like a great number if the seller could even get it. These are the homes that you want to target if you're looking to get a discounted price, because a home like this is overpriced. At $1.149, they should probably be closer to the $1.050 mark, maybe the $1 million mark to gain some traction. But these are some of the homes that you can buy here in Redmond, Washington. And of course, with the Great Lake Washington School District, this is what really draws people in. Maybe you don't have the most perfect home or everything that you wanted for $1 million, but you do have amazing schools and your kids grow up in a great place. There's many parks around here and many things to do. Now, if you do end up buying a house like this that you actually want to put some work in, I have great resources to contractors here in the state of Washington. Everything from flooring to tile to plumbing to electrical to roofing to exterior sheathing, whatever it is you need. I'm the guy who has a guy, so feel free to reach out to me at the number below if you need a good resource for that. So feel free to reach out to me if you could use any of those services. So for our last local hotspot of the day, I decided to do something special for you guys and take you over to Cave V Estate Winery. Now, this winery was built in the early 1900s. The owner actually converted the wine tasting room from a barn into a wine tasting room back in the day. There's 3 houses on this property, and it's right across the alley from Cougar Crest Winery. Now, all up and down Redmond Woodinville Road, you have wineries to the left and right of you, and right across from here, there's actually a massive development of apartments going on. Now, when I was talking to one of the ladies that works here, she was saying it's actually a very good thing for them. They're looking forward to it because it's hopefully going to bring a lot of foot traffic into their wine tasting room. Sky River Mead Winery is also just down the street from here, and it's known for its honey wine that you can pick up as well. If you're looking for a little bit more action and you want to maybe take your kids out somewhere fun, a little drive away from here, you have K1 Speed, which is an indoor go-karting place, right? You can see some shots I'll put up for you guys here. You also have, of course, Redmond, like I always mention, is known for Microsoft. You have the Microsoft Visitor Center not far away from here that you can visit to see the latest in technology and interactive exhibits. So, hope you guys enjoyed this segment. Let's head off to our last and final stop of the day, house number 3, priced at a whopping $1.3 million. And for our last stop of the day, we are at our most expensive house yet here in Redmond. It's going for $1.3 million, and it's 3 beds, 3 baths, 2,080 square feet, and the owner here completely renovated it top to bottom. It's a brand new listing. Now, you might have heard some noise, and that's because we are located right off of Redmond Way, literally Redmond Way, and we're 10 feet away. So there we go again. It's super loud here, but for $300,000 more, this is a drastic difference compared to the first house that we saw at $980,000. That house is a tear down, while this one is actually completely renovated and brand new. So this is what you can get here in Redmond for $1.3 million, but you might have to be okay with the noise, although you have easy access to Redmond Way. Literally 10 feet away. So with that, I want to say thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed this tour of Redmond. And as always, if you're looking to move to Redmond, Washington, or the greater Seattle area, feel free to reach out to me at the number below and book a Zoom call with me, and I'd be happy to help you make that smooth move over to the Seattle area. As you can see, this house is hot with a lot of people. Let's go.